What is up? First thing we're going to do before we get too far into this is we're going to look at the tools that are required to put a set of wheels like this together. Basically, you really only need one or two sockets, some sort of driver, whether that's going to be an impact driver like this one, that works, or if you're going to be using a 1/4 inch driver, something like this, or if you don't have either of those options and all you're rocking with is a standard 3/8 driver, which is what comes in most, multi-piece toolkits, things for people, if you're just starting out, whatever, you haven't built up a big toolbox yet, you'll have something like that. And then if you do have something like this, you'll end up using an adapter. This is a 3/8 drive, adapted down to a 1/4 inch drive. I like to use 1/4 inch drive for building wheels because some of the tools are smaller, afford you a little bit more space, especially when you're working with like a polished surface like this. It's really, really easy to ding them up. We never want to do that for our customers. You don't ever want to do that for your stuff at home. So fucking don't do that shit. Use 1/4 inch. That's what we're gonna do. Once you have your driver type that you're gonna be working with, the next important piece is to get some sort of extension. When you're building a deeper set of wheels like this, when you have a big lip like that, you're gonna wanna be able to reach in there without shaking and jiving and making unnecessary and unwanted dings and dents on your fancy wheel lip. That's what we're doing. Yeah. So as far as an extension goes, if you can use a locking extension, something like this. Mine is 6 inches long. Believe it or not, that's it. That's all 6 inches. That's all 6 inches is. Same as a dollar bill. Things look different, things look weird, I don't know. You can also use something like this. This is what I like to use. It is also a locking extension, 1/4 inch drive. Both of these are 1/4 inch drive, by the way. But this one goes into your driver and, then it locks in there. And the more locked in you can be, the better. You know what I'm saying? And the only other thing that you're gonna need is some sort of wrench, or if you have multiple, you know what? No, get a wrench. Today, we're going to be using a 13 millimeter wrench. That will hold our locking nuts in place nicely so that we don't damage anything and, it all, just so that it fucking works. Just so that it works the way that it's supposed to work, okay? That's why we have this. So the last thing that you're going to need is this. This is a digital torque wrench. I always recommend that you use a digital torque wrench if you're going to be doing anything that is safety related, or if you're doing anything that's like really fucking difficult and you just don't I don't want to fucking deal with this again. Nobody wants to deal with those situations more than they have to. So, you buy once, you cry once, or in this case, you use a torque wrench that is really, really accurate and calibrates every time that you turn it on. Boom. That's what you're after. Really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you get, as long as it calibrates every time that you turn it on. That is what we want. So, now that we've kind of gone over our tools, oh wait, shit, I totally forgot the only important thing here. That's gonna be one of these guys. Boom. That's what the kids are doing these days, right? This is a 5/16 triple square socket, not to be confused with a 12-point socket. Don't buy a 12-point socket. Now you may be saying, Seb, why would I not be getting a 12-point socket? A triple square socket, that's 3 squares, and 3 squares, each square has 4 sides, and 4 times 3 that's 12. But I would tell you, you're right. I have no legitimate logical explanation for why a triple square socket and a 12-point socket aren't the same thing. But they're not, I guess. When you get one of these, make sure that you get one that is at least this deep. How deep is this? That's about 1 inch. It's called a medium depth socket. They're shallow sockets, they're deep sockets, and they're medium depth sockets. That's what this is. The reason that you want a medium depth socket is that sometimes on these hardware bolts, they have spikes on the end. Yeah, people like to do that. So if you have spikes on the end and you have a short socket, guess what? You're not gonna be able to tighten them down. So get something that has a little bit of depth to it, a little bit of length. In this case, size matters. Another option that I always keep in the arsenal, just in case, is the exact same size triple square socket, but it has a universal wobble in it. There's that one. And then, so that's really nice if you have to get it like the back of a wheel face, or if the lip or barrel impedes your mounting surface a little bit. That happens all the time. Moving on from the tools, we get to our actual 3 pieces of 3-piece wheels. If you didn't know, now you know. This is a barrel, this is a stepped barrel. It's actually a double stepped barrel. Our faces over here are 15-inch faces, or faces that are designed to be in a 15-inch wheel. The faces themselves aren't actually ever the exact size that the wheel diameter is. I'm dead convinced wheels and tires were like, it was set up and designed by the most sadistic, evil people or minds that have ever walked this earth. None of it makes any sense, and all the numbers and measurements are in different, like it. Okay, so that'll be a video for another time. This will keep happening. We're gonna end up on a small tangent. I'm gonna realize this is a waste of time, and then boom, new video. Write that one down. There's nobody there. This is a wheelbarrow, double-stepped wheelbarrow from 15 to 17 inch. These wheels are going to be 17 inches. This one is 5 inches wide. Something that's really important when you're measuring wheels is not to measure from this outside edge. It's to measure from where the bead actually sits. So you're going to measure from inside here to the inside here. This brings us back to the sadist energy that is lips and barrels and wheels and tires and measurements. Really, you're going to be measuring almost anywhere in this area, and then you're just going to kind of have to decide, yeah, that's about 5. And we measure right here, right? I push it all the way up against it, and it's not 5. It's more than 5. It's like 5 1/8, right? But then you just move it down a little bit to like in here somewhere. Oh, now it's 5. Now it looks like it's just exactly 5. So like nothing is real, and it's all fucking bullshit, man. Not really. But anyway, so this is our barrel. Look at that. Our next piece is gonna be the lip. It's shiny. Am I still recording? I've dealt with fucking dead mics 3 times. Yeah. Oh yeah, baby. We're still rocking. All right. Oh man, we love to see it. So the wheel lip sandwiches on top of or it just goes on, it doesn't sandwich, so it just sits on top of the barrel in this case. Something that will be a continuous theme amongst all these videos is that there's no such thing as always in cars. I don't care who you are, that's not true. I do care who you may be. If you've got an always, like always, this is like a 100% always happens in cars, drop that shit in the comments, because like, you're fucking wrong, dog. So back to what we're doing. So this is our face. These are Epsilons. They're fancy wheels for a fancy car. Oh, special wheels for a special boy. Yeah, so we're gonna, the delirium setting in. It is so hot. That's why I got this fan going. So you're gonna set this in here as delicately as you can, because you really don't want to bump it on the sides of the lip. Let's just be real. You're gonna do it. You're gonna bump it on the side. You're just gonna do it. I don't do that, but you're gonna. A lot of people like to do this inside on a carpeted surface because they're scared, and they should be. That's why I'm doing this on a nice surface. Also, this table's kind of fucking gross, and y'all don't need to see that. First thing I like to do is I like to put all the bolts in. Some people will tell you to just set it up right and do 1 bolt, 1 nut, 1 bolt, 1 nut. And you know, if that's how they want to do it, that's totally fine. But after 15 fucking years of dealing with all this bullshit every single day, I've found this is the good way. I've created a Pablo Picasso worthy piece of art, and you're trying to do it the good way. To each their own, but you're watching this for a reason. So all the bolts. These are M8 hardware. Wheel hardware comes in several different sizes. Comes in M8, M7, M6, even sometimes. M6 wheel hardware is like a fucking bad idea though, man. That's a bad idea. I don't like that. So, boom, look at that. Lickety split, they're all in there. Now this next part, it's just one, oh, you know what? I don't really like how I've clocked the face in here. I think I'm gonna pull this out just for a second, and I'm gonna line up the quality stamp with the valve stem. I like that idea, and it's machined so that I can do it. So we're gonna spin this guy here, and we're gonna rotate just ever so slightly. You can't see what I'm doing, but trust me, it's fucking sick. Oh yeah, oh you hear that? That's the sound of success, very nice. All right, so now that we've got our wheel face in our wheel, it's starting to come together, you know? And just like John Madden, we love it when a fucking plan comes together. So, okay, so anyway, onward and upward. This next part we're gonna do is, this is just like, you have to hold it kind of in a weird spot, and then, you know, you throw it in there, and you can't see it, what you're doing. You can bend over if you want and look, but you know, whatever, you feel me? So then you get one on, and then you just find one that's kind of on the opposite side, and you throw that guy in there. And then once you have both snugged pretty decent, now you can set your wheel face up. Ah, shit, of course I would touch it and put fingerprints on it. Whatever, that's what microfiber towels are for. Don't at me. So now we're gonna throw all this stuff on here. We're gonna throw these bad boys, bad Jim Dangs. Throw them out, and we're just gonna, you know, snug up the nuts. Snug them nuts. And make them look stupid like this. Come on! There you go. We got 3 more tres leches, you know, 3 different types of milk or something. Nice. So you can see here, all the nuts have been attached to all of the bolts. Make sure you do this. It's time that we actually start using the tools. First thing that you'll do if you don't have an impact driver is you're gonna grab your ratchet and your extension and your socket, and you're gonna pick any single one of these bolts. Right now they're already pretty well snugged. They're called locking nuts. They lock in, twin. God, all right, I'm gonna edit that out. Yeah, they lock in, and then so you don't need to really hold them on the back, which is what the wrench is for. Now, if you're rebuilding your wheels that you have at home, there's gonna be a really good chance that you're not just gonna be able to tighten them down like I am right now. So in my situation, everything is brand new and it's nice, and I have all the right tools, and you know, it's just better that way. So all of mine are gonna lock up really nice. So I'm not gonna use this. I'm gonna use the impact driver because I just want it to go faster, and you guys do too. There's no reason to draw this out any longer than it's gotta be. Like, trust me, you guys wanna build the wheels, right? You don't want me to fucking sit here and talk about it. So anyway, so you go around and you just kind of snug them up. Once, like, first go in a star pattern or a cross, just to get the face all the way seated. Some wheels have a really, really, really tight, you know, tight fit in between the lip and barrel and the face, but not all of them. Some of them just, you know, pop right in there. Little hot dog and hallway situation, you know. Oh, look at that. See, so that one's, it's just spinning. But so what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna reach my finger down in here and hold it because the threads are nice and clean. If you don't have clean, nice threads, you may have to lift the wheel up and use the wrench. But so most wheels you can get away with doing it this way. So we're in there. We're wearing swimwear. Things are happening. All right, look at that. Now we have our wheel assembled. Our next step is gonna be taking this over to the tire machine. If you don't have a tire machine, I don't really know what to tell you. There are different creative ways that you can go about trying to handle this. You could try mounting the wheel to the car and then having your buddy hit the brakes, or you could try like sitting on the ground and straddling the wheel and then trying to hold it with your legs while you use the torque wrench, or just have your buddy hold it. I don't know. That's going to be a you problem, not a me problem. I have a tire machine. We'll go set up over there. Maybe gonna wanna take care of that one, you know. Boom, look at that, see? Lock that bitch down. Oh, fuck. Here, let's set this down. Everything is set in a precarious fashion, and everything is on the verge of death. Like, it's all real fucking close to just coming unraveled. But, for now, it's not. So, fuck, dude, I really hope I'm in the frame. So let's see. Fuck, where am I? Where am I even looking? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Well, whatever. here we are. We have the wheel. It's on the tire machine. It's not going to move on its own. It can't. We're going to start with one bolt. I like to use like a reference point. This time we're going to use the quality mark on this. So, oh shit, I should probably turn this on. Nobody say a fucking word about this because I'm only setting plastic and rubber on this. Okay, so we set it and we turn it on and we don't touch it because it has to calibrate, remember? And if you're doing this properly, low battery. Aw, shit. How is there enough battery for it to turn on and tell me low battery, but not enough battery to fucking do the job? We're gonna, ooh, that's spicy. We're gonna taste the rainbow here and see if that changes anything. It might, it's possible. Oh hell yeah, dude, it fucking worked. Look at that. Some things remain sacred. You know, you can't blow into your fucking video games anymore, but you know what you can do? You can fucking lick the ends of batteries and it still works. I'm radioactive, baby. All right, so we're gonna set this to 20 foot-pounds. Like I said, you pick a bolt, any bolt. That's gonna be your starting point. And you're gonna start to give it a little bit of fucking juice. A little more juice, baby. All right, 20, boom. If you have a click style, it's not digital, so that I can't help you. Can't help you there. Remember, again, we're gonna go in a star pattern or a cross pattern or whatever. It really doesn't matter what pattern you use. The idea is you want to seat the wheel face properly. My personal opinion is that as long as the wheel face is seated properly, you can do no wrong. So now that I've gone and tightened all of them in a star-ish pattern, we're basically just gonna go from the first one we did, verify that it's torqued still, it is, and then we're just gonna go around in a circle. And a lot of people say, no, you gotta go in a star pattern all the way around. To them, yeah, sure, do whatever you want, man. Whatever you want. But here, with me, we're gonna do it this way. Oh yes, yeah, that's right, you thought it was just one. Yeah, psych, you thought? No, two different times, 2 passes we're gonna make torquing these wheels together. That's how confident I am. So now we're gonna go to 25 foot-pounds. And we're just gonna do the same thing again. I mean, it's already seated, so we don't really have to do this part, but whatever. We're still gonna go in a cross-hatched fucking dick butt kiss fashion. Now that we've done our star doohickey to continue to make sure that it's still seated properly, it is. Then yeah, you just go around again and you just give it a little bit of extra, you know? Clickety clack, don't talk back. Oh shit. Love finding the ones that are already tight. That's just a fucking waste. You like that? All right, so we're coming around town. We're a little over halfway done, I think, at this point. Yep, and we're almost there. Yeah, we're almost there. Then the next step after this, like I said, is gonna be applying the silicone. Currently, we're applying the pressure, you know? You at home, be really, really careful. I can bump into the lip a little bit because I have all the tools to polish it again, which is what happens after we do a wheel build. We put them all together, we do all this, and then we go over and we do a real nice little polish at the end just to get out any really fine little scratches. And boom, look at that. We're all the way around and done and finished. And it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh God, I'm the worst, aren't I? All of our wheels, all the way together, all the way torqued, and we'll keep it cruising. Voila, look at that. We got all of them done. So, if you liked this video, if this was informational, if this helped you in any way, shape, or form, like, comment, subscribe, become a part of this growing community, and, you know, learn more. If you saw something that pertains to your set of wheels that I didn't cover here, drop a comment. Let me know. Let me know what other types of videos you guys would like to see. Things that maybe you're struggling with, things that maybe that you know that you don't understand or that you don't get, and maybe I can talk to you like you're 5 or something. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.
He's gone. He ain't coming back.